sought information for a living. That is to say that ever since he returned from Korea, after having served with the armed forces, he had been working as a private investigator in Montreal. William Hamilton, a rich industrialist, had gotten in touch with him regarding a simple vandalism issue. Nothing to write home about. Not worth hiring a private eye either, just so he can drive for hours on rough roads. But that's how it had always been. The client pays, Carl gets it done. They had set up to meet at the general store, his client's business. Well, actually, the entire village had William Hamilton's name written all over it. When the roads were bad, muddy, or snowed in, it was customary around these parts to close them off. But it was also customary to ignore those signs entirely and drive there anyway.
It will be good. Northern Quebec. It's inexhaustible resource. It's an inexhaustible abundance of natural resources. Why not?
Hamilton never mentioned a road-blocking barrier. Why was it needed here in the back of Beyond? That would, however, be a mystery for another day. Carl had waited long enough for someone to come and raise it. Hamilton is waiting for Carl in the general store. It was time for him to get down to business. William Hamilton enjoyed a lavish country house built in the very heart of the northern forests, not too far from here. The local populace was divided when it came to the affluent man. Some saw a country house built in the very heart of the northern forests, not too far from here. The local populace was divided when it came to the philanthropists dedicated to improving the region's economy. Others an aging Englishman who would do anything to further his fortunes. And those ones hated him enough to go on about scheming against him. Hamilton had recently acquired a few local businesses, but the last straw was the reopening of a mine, which gave rise to a wave of protests and threats from the Cree people. Given these circumstances, Carl reckoned that a good number of people must be feeling compelled to oppose Hamilton in one way or another. So far, only the industrialist's house had been a target, but soon enough, Carl thought, the target would become the man himself. to get out of there. The cold and the pain required urgent care. Had taken off. It was still best to check it out and leave nothing to chance. Carl needed help. Scratches did not stop Carl. His mother would be so proud. Such heart-wrenching Nordic poetry that was. But Carl didn't care much about flowery language. Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold. This deep in the country, his last hope was to find an abandoned garage or a farm by the roadside. His life depended on it. Better than he had hoped. Carl Faubert had succeeded once more, and was now on his way to new adventures. Was burning Carl. He would not hold up much longer. He had to warm himself. few acres of untouched forest, bellowing caribou, everlasting snow, and undefiled lakes. The Manistan region was no tourist hub. It was said to have been populated for millennia by Cree people, and ever since the industrial era, by the metal mining industry. Now wasn't a good time to wander about. Hamilton was still... out there. Carl was dying to stretch his legs, but he had to stay focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, again, he's had that.
Now wasn't a good time to wander about. Hamilton was still out there. Carl's military training had made him a very punctual man.
Oh yeah, we're actually
Being late to his meeting with Hamilton was out of the question. The truck was running on fumes. Good thing that the general store was close by. Wouldn't surrender their divine nectar so easily. In all likelihood, they had to be switched on from inside the store. Carl had no trouble recognizing his employer. He had been killed. There was no need to be a detective to figure that out. But only a detective could have noticed that the killer had to have been very close. That the fatal blow had been given before the victim even realized. An explosion suddenly occurred outside. That Gilles Lachance was in charge of the general store. That made him one of Hamilton's employees. A very angry employee, as Carl could plainly see. The snowstorm pummeled everything in its path. Carl was not surprised when he heard no tone. According to that log, it seemed like the whole village owed some money to the general store. Carl was far more interested in the bunch of nearby addresses he had just gotten his hands on, though.
What is that? Broken clock. How convenient. Oh, flashlight. Place is a mess. You open the canister, push the price 2 numbers minimum, press sale, and crank it 2 times. Punch the machine if it doesn't work. Yeah, I can remember that. Sale.
Maintaining his composure, Carl recalled something from his military training. Wolves always stay away from populated areas. Wait, was it about bears? Carl was used to strange phenomena, but a chunk of ice like this, as if an iceberg came out of the ground, that was a first. Prince? Carl found a surprise at every turn. Was the camera faulty, or was it a possible lead? Carl felt that the store and its surroundings still held their secrets, and he didn't like to miss out. The Polaroid, Carl's long-standing and faithful ally, had seen its share of husbands caught red-handed cheating. There's always something out there waiting to be snapped away. Carl wondered what the hell could that thing be. It looked like a man fossilized in ice. All of a sudden, Carl felt like he was pulled inside a world of dreams, a cold, unknown dimension. Somehow, self-control was slipping from his grasp. appearances, this was a hunting log. Better yet, a war diary.
How's it going, John?
What could these engraved numbers mean?
7.
A fresh path suddenly appeared before Carl.
Add this to the books. Not realistic. Quite a few people actually going on right now.
The vision slowly faded away, like an icicle melting in the palm of your hand. Carl, back in the real world, now knew who the icebound man was.
Is that anybody? Hello?
Gilles Lachance, the general store's manager himself. That had to be the worst parking job ever. Who was Carl to judge, though? It may be customary to park like that around these parts. Or not.
Backyard.
Or not.
Is this any better? Testing, testing. Okay, it should be better now. I'm pretty sure. Should be all good. Okay, it should be better now. I'm pretty sure. Oh. Okay. Should be some like. Ooh.
The murder weapon. What was Zack doing there, Carl wondered. Hamilton must have been determined to keep some information secret to post this key.
Oh.
Shame he got unlucky. Everything made sense now. Poor Hamilton's denunciation was interrupted, and he figured it would be best to lock everything up and send the key to his correspondent, who would receive the box later on.
Oh.
Clever, but not enough. That's what happens to ordinary people playing spy. Carl felt a chill down his spine and had a terrifying realization. If Hamilton was dead, then who was going to pay him? A radiator without power is as good as a wood stove without logs.
I don't have any power though, so... Oh.
The note explained that the garage and the store couldn't be supplied with electricity at the same time. The note explained that the garage and the store couldn't be supplied with electricity at the same time.
Can we get any fuel from somewhere?
It was so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore.
The cleanest spot in the area. I'm in a right mess. Check these tires.
The crowbar was stuck under the lift. Notwithstanding Carl's imposing stature, car lifting wasn't part of his skill set yet.
Any of you? No? Alright, let's go ahead and change the power around to supply the garage instead of the thing so we can lift that did lift up. Here we go. Open you up, close you down, open that up. Then we'll have mains. Just follow this line. You want now? No. Right. Just gonna switch it to the generator. The generator's not on. I don't know how to turn the generator on to me.
Carl was no electrician, but he could identify a wiring problem when he saw one.
I can get some duct tape from.
A milkman had to drive by every week to fill the bottles. The fresh milk indicated a recent visit.
Oh, I want to go inside that. What's out there? Oh. It's like the trail.
Cold
Find a bridge.
turned into pain. Carl needed to find someplace warm.
Come on. Oh, okay. That's where I'm fond of this loading malarkey.
Carl was no electrician, but he could identify a wiring problem when he saw one.
There's some tape in the garage. Ah. Ooh. Sure what that was. So we're there. We've got to try and find a piece of tape. There's got to be a piece of tape somewhere. Oh. Oh. What can you call it? be a piece of tape inside here somewhere.
Jumping from that height was akin to tempting death. Perhaps that man on the snowmobile had seen enough of this world already. A nice picture of the Magasin Lachance store, seemingly taken the day it was first opened. It feels frozen in time, from an era long forgotten. Amateur hunters showing some pride at having killed a nice pelted beast. With men like this roaming the area, wolves would become extinct within 10 years, Carl thought.
Oh? There's some tape somewhere. We'll run down the road. In fact, we get in the car.
The pumps wouldn't surrender their divine nectar so easily. In all likelihood, they had to be switched on from inside the store.
What's this? A bridge.
Carl felt that the store and its surroundings still held their secrets, and he didn't like to miss out.
Look on this map again. There's a house down there. Let's try down there. Oh. What is that? What a person. Quite a few pictures on all of this.
The air was freezing, right down to the bone. The pot was cold, and the stew inside wasn't cooked. It's likely that poor Giselle was slow cooking it before she got snapped. What a waste.
door just open?
Moving. What a pleasant activity. Of course, you'll find the record player only to find the records weeks later in some random box. Carl felt a cool, tingling sensation in his back. Another vision took over him. Something was hidden under the stairs. The man grabbed his rifle. Carl felt a sense of dread in him. Perhaps their spousal relationship had been cooling down lately. It seemed like secrecy was commonplace in this house.
Very.
The vision's veil was lifted, and he was back to reality. A reality in which Giselle, Gilles' loving spouse, was motionless, frozen in ice.
Can't scroll down.
Carl, ever diligent in his work, always carried his log on him, in which he scribbled down thoughts and leads alike during the course of his investigations.
It looks like there was repainting the whole house. Yeah, fill that ball. No tape. Seriously? Oh, which one's these stairs?
Moving. What a pleasant activity. Of course, you'll find the record player only to find the records weeks later in some random box. Carl had seen that kind of safe before. With its double-layered security system blending letters and numbers, its code couldn't be broken by the common burglar.
What was that? Or a code being like, right, 8, 7, 3, 6. No?
What a mess! Clearly, there was some major revamping work underway here. The place looked barely habitable. Beautiful portrait of Gilles and Giselle, bound together by the chains of conventional love.
Harlequin novels. Nice. Here are my Polaroids then. Still no tape. Got a new What is it? It's powerful.
The cross looked after a marriage's well-being and served as a motivator to uphold the priest's sermons calling for more little worshippers on one hand and cautioning against guilty pleasures on the other. Indeed, the Lachances were still part of the God-fearing generation. It was so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore.
Oh. Let's just wait here momentarily. Okay. Brief little description. Right. There's a book in here. We still have it? They were hiding deep down reveals the secret. Husband safe, but a screen in between them. Can't go down. Let the page down. There we go. He's throwing running for us. I often look out at the safe. He keeps it hidden in the fake wall, in which he stores all incriminating documents he intends to use. And I can't come grips to the sheer ridiculous of the thing. Is anywhere notice? Oh, he has a trick to help him remember his father's first initial, followed by the three numbers I engraved on his pendant. Was that for that we collected earlier? We could possibly have a hard time remember these three simple numbers, but my child. Okay. So. B739?
Ah, moving. What a pleasant activity. Of course, you'll find the record player only to find the records weeks later in some random box.
Oh, yes. As a crook, he's been blackmailed by the village myself and Korea by the infamous Seraphin Hariru. This document is proof of every bribe made by Hamilton to the federal authorities to regard the accusation of their mind. The fact that he has used that to instill terror within the village will not sway the tribunals are written in different ink. Hamilton, something about revenge and all that stuff. No pages, is that it? Yeah. That's it.
Ah, moving. What a pleasant activity. Of course, you'll find the record player only to find the records weeks later in some random box.
Let's go. Sure what to do here. Let's just try and find another place. Oh. Let's go over to that. So. Don't do anything in that house I've just been in. Yeah, it's pretty good fun to be honest with you. I feel like a mystery, like a Firewatch kind of style. But like with an element of survival. You know, the fires and stuff. And the temperatures and the health and I think that's intelligent. The other one with the brain. One of these loading screens. Every time you go to a little area, I suppose it has to load the game. See if there's anyone alive. Spoilers. Pretty sure there isn't.
Carl was no burglar. He didn't need to resort to petty techniques such as window breaking to find his way in. A good detective simply looks for keys where gullible souls hide them.
Oh. Any tape in here I can use? So good if there is. Toilet paper. I'll just pick up that. Empty gas can. Oh, I can use it. All the fuel and stuff. Right. Welcome to the
A
latest
true Catholic always strives to keep lowly temptations at bay. Obviously, Carl thought, someone in this house wasn't doing a good job at upholding the Holy Bible's teachings.
Still? No tape? Seriously? If there's not tape in here, I'm gonna go so furious. All I'm gonna do is just kinda like get in my car, go home. What?
What was even the point of locking your door if everyone hid their key in the same place? Carl was starting to feel like his investigator life lacked challenge. The house smelled like incense, the kind that reminds you of the good Lord, of peace. Religion was very influential throughout Quebec many years ago. Indeed, it was surprising that Carl did not come across a single chapel since arriving here.
Why? Why? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back momentarily. Hello.
Hey. Still screaming.
Yeah, it's just. It's already done. For a break.
What, so you're having a little intermission?
Yeah. What's in an iron brew? Ah.
I don't even know what to do. I'm planning on going on Mars Fire.
Right, now I might go on a bit with it. Go on it with you in a bit. Yeah, it's pretty good to be honest with you.
Kona.
What?
Kona.
Yeah, Kona, it's great.
What's it about?
The
Well-
family's mother must have spent her days washing the filth off her kids' diapers.
It's like a Firewatch like kind of game. Like graphics, no, like the game feels like Firewatch, like with like the first-person camera and like the open options. But
Who knew that giraffes
Small.
thrived in the North Pole? The craze for
Survival
toys was
kind of game,
stupefying.
but slash kind of like Spectre detective kind of game.
Survival / detective.
Yeah, you like your guy, you're alone. And look out what the hell's going on.
The Bedards had
It's like-
vacated the premises.
You have an anchor.
Carl gathered they would
And
be of
then-
no help.
Next morning, you wake up in your bed, and then you've only got your boxes on, and then you look down, and then you think, why have I got cheese smeared all over my chest? It's like that.
Yeah.
Great. I understand you now. And then you have to find out why.
Yeah.
It's smeared all over your chest. But I understand.
Shame that the family had bailed.
I have a diary.
Carl would have had a few questions for Jean-Luc,
I don't
a close
wear
friend
a
of Hamilton's.
I don't wear a long face when writing, but I do love to write my thoughts about Mark. Most of all, I love talking about him. I think he loves me too. It's like Romeo and Juliet. People don't like it when I see him, only because he's a
Wait,
Liar?
you're meant to be talking to me here or not?
no. But just like in the story, nothing can stand in the way of true love.
Okay,
love
I'm gonna
that.
mute my mic, and then I'll notify you if something interesting happens.
I lost appetite, I can't sleep anymore, every waking hour, intense shivers run through my body. Dad's making me see Dr. Burpee, with his big hands touching me everywhere, his foul breath exhaling all over my face, yuck. I'm not sick, love, mine. So it's just a story about mine. Lie still. Moving. Oh. Irrelevant here. Medicine. What medicine? Oh. Story. Works of art from future artists. Again, no tape. Is it a fridge? Oh. Can I just like steal? Right. Generator.
Carl smiled at the sight of the nicely protected garden. Hopefully, the Bedards had managed to dig every last potato out before the sudden snowfall.
Roy's house. Bobby. Fled to get into the responsible. Definitely. Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Jesus. I'm not sure why I did that. No. There's something inside here. Has to be.
It was so cold.
Oh.
Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore. Just one more move and White is checkmated. Game over. It seems the game was abandoned right before the final strike came down. It was a classic Canadian house, except for the absent horde of kids that would normally be swarming about. The photograph was snapped not too far from here, Carl noticed. The couple seemed to be very good friends.
I think it's like a story or something. Or what relevance it has. It was? I feel like it really randomly dotted around.
Not a single weapon was left. All of them were gone.
Oh, fantasy page.
All manners of clothing were gone, as if the Rois drove out of town with their closet in tow.
Okay. I've wandered a bit too far. Hello?
What?
Hello. Yeah.
Is that true?
What? Like, I really can't hear.
Oh,
What?
did Hawk Steam Powered 2222 go live earlier?
Yeah, it did. It's live now. Playing Kona. Oh, there we go. Oh, open that drawer. Now I can finally fix the generator. I just ran around the whole entire map and then realized that the actual thing is just some cupboards. Let's go. Boom. There you go. Inside here. Click again. Then click on. Need. Maybe it's the fuel pump. Bam. Oh. No. Fuel. Bam. There we go. No. Look at that crowbar.
The crowbar was stuck under the lift. Notwithstanding Carl's imposing stature, car lifting wasn't part of his skill set yet.
Oh, it's like, hold it.
Carl was making progress, but the lift probably needed some more juice to work properly.
What about when Elliot plays Kona 2 Wheels?
There we go. Look at this cheeky crowbar.
At long last, the crowbar was within Carl's grasp. Surely it would come in handy at some point.
And I'll hit a door. Go for a drive.
Carl was beginning to know the store and its surroundings like the back of his hand.
Yeah.
The seeker had sought.
Actually. Let's go. wood looks like it's gonna fall down. Go.
Great care had to be taken searching this place full of oddities. Everything was important. The decor itself told a story. There should be a law forbidding doctors from falling sick. In spite of Dr. Beaupre's goodwill, the place didn't look much like a physician's office. It could easily be mistaken for a sewing shop. For the one-eyed, or for other vision problems, the eye patch was the way to go. For the one-eyed, or for other vision problems, the eye patch was the way to go. Carl got the trembles as he imagined the excruciating pain that kind of scalpel could no doubt inflict. Within these miserable walls, patients probably felt more like in a slaughterhouse than in a doctor's office. Someone had lost a few liters of blood here. Carl's first thought had been a lumber accident, someone's hand cut by a saw, or a hunting accident. In any case, whoever had lost all this blood couldn't have gone far. Perhaps they were already dead. Doctors used light-reflecting frontal mirrors to look inside the patient's cavities. That was a bit unsettling, but back then, it was pretty much always the case with medicine.
Pretty sure the month is the March the
A chamber pot. Fortunately for Carl,
17th?
inspecting it wouldn't further this particular investigation. A communist manifesto. Only a few years ago, this type of allegiance meant prison time. And even at present, the Western world was very wary of the Soviet threat. Why would the doctor own such a book?
Or I have to come back to this place.
Well, it appears I've just turned Panama communist, and not much differences.
Am I playing Panama?
Flags just changed. No, I want to. Flags just changed. Blue, white, and red to dark blue, yellow, and red, and some black. That's all that changed.
Good job.
Yeah. What do you want?
Oh.
you want?
No?
Just said my name. So I shall return into schedule of my game.
I'll come on a bit alright, oh, it's fine, isn't it? Let's go like 10 minutes or so on this game and then I'll jump on it.
I'm about to justify an American for the Panama Canal.
I think these make some more DLCs in that, like quicker. It's taking make.
Yeah,
Are they in a Normandy one, yeah?
no.
What's the one that you said they were gonna make?
That's a separate game.
A whole separate game?
Yeah.
Still made by Paradox?
Yeah. And people who create booze.
Oh yeah. What was that DLC you said they were making?
What about Middle East?
That's it, Middle East. That's pretty fun to be honest with you.
You do realise I was lying about that?
Seriously?
Yeah. As if you felt for it, though.
Yeah, as if it's a pretty believable thing. Like, you usually don't really lie about stuff like that. You're like, usually like, yo.
I actually can't believe that works.
Definitely thought you said there were DLC coming out.
Oh. We was joking about that.
Ah. Well, I've looked inside this house. Now, jump about half side.
A wintry atmosphere surrounded the house. The soundlessness of the area suggested it was empty. When finding a boot, one wonders what became of the foot.
Someone ran out of time packing logic. And a wire.
The key, which seemed to be meant for a padlock, bore an inscription reading Cloutier et Fils. A company name. Better keep an eye open. Businesses weren't exactly numerous around these parts. A pay stub for some undoubtedly harsh lumberjack work. Alexandre Blais felled trees and chopped woods for Cloutier et Fils.
An entire arm of you. So that'd be great.
I'll just call it here, and then I'll...
The spirograph amused Carl.
I'm playing for
It was a nice modern toy, aside from being repetitive by nature and completely useless. Still, it found its way into many Quebecois homes.
See you later, guys. Au revoir.